Your Royal Highness, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we live at a time of great crisis and opportunity. In recent years, we have witnessed seemingly unending crises and growing political stability across the world.
So now in China, they've started doing this on human beings. Is that correct?
Because of cancer.
We are going to see technology shifts and changes at a scale that we have never seen on this planet. And you know that this week at the World Economic Forum, we've been talking about the fourth industrial revolution and how that is not just about digital technology, that's about many different types of technology, including bioengineering technology and advancements in genetic engineering like CRISPR and others. These are things that the world has never seen.
It is exciting, but you're opening Pandora's box. Why can't I go to the gene editing people and say, you know, I'd really like a white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired baby, please? And they can deliver. Pandora's box opened up.
New at 6, when you think of facial recognition, you probably think of a sci-fi movie or a high-tech company, but what if we told you that facial recognition technology is being used all around us?
And it's actually reading how you feel.
I will start from something very clear and factual, and it is that never before changes have been happening so quickly in our world.
Toys that can talk to your kids are pretty cool, but what if those same toys were actually spying on your kids or your entire family? This is not science fiction, it's a real concern.
But this amount of change, this amount of transformation that is underway requires severe and extreme leadership.
So let's start with that move by Amazon that could revolutionize the way we shop. The retail giant unveiling Amazon Go, the first ever checkout-free grocery store.
No lines, no cashiers. Simple as that.
But the idea is that you would walk through these doors, your phone would scan you in as you walk in.
Imagine walking up to strangers, scanning their faces with your phone, and finding out who they are, what they do, and where they're from. It is a step towards the complete erosion of anonymity in public space.
I know that your mom's name is Allison.
The fact that this data collection not only contains really intimate personal conversations, but also fails to comply with any of the protections that Congress has enacted, that we as a society have agreed children need, is really concerning.
You know, Andrew, I used to always be puzzled when people would talk about fear of technology and change, because the evidence is quite to the contrary. Technology has only helped humanity and the quality of life. But a couple of images come to my mind which truly do scare me, and you use the word fear, and scare me for humankind, if you will. One was very recent. I was in New York and I was at dinner with my family, and next to us there were four young girls having some kind of teen get-together. And the moment they sat down, they pulled out their iPhones, and we timed them. For 15 minutes, they didn't say a word to each other. They were just looking at it. And my daughter said, you know what they're doing, Dad? They're Instagramming their friends saying, girls' night out, having a great time. And I thought about that, and I said, you know, this will be recorded. So it will go out to multiple phones, and everywhere around the world, maybe somebody will pick it up in India, there were people who had a girls' night out. And I know there never was a girls' night out. It eluded them. The essence of that human interaction is being recorded, but it never existed. It's some kind of ghost world people are talking about.
A city in Japan is using special tags with barcodes to track old people with dementia who are getting lost. A small fingernail sticker that carries an identity number to help find missing people.
Disney is telling NBC News it does not have an agreement with the toy maker, and they were actually not even aware that Disney products were in Kayla's script.
Is she off?
Yes, she's we can talk about her now.
Just want to make sure it was okay to speak.
This was an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
Westworld.
right.
This is
That's
Westworld.
And the rate of technology change is getting faster. You know, we are servants to this spirit of technology. This is happening. It's not any one person or any one organization or one company or one country. This is happening. It's the leaders that need to step up and acknowledge that the world is changing and then they need to do things now to make the world better.
All right, for the first time in American history, deaths caused by heroin use have surpassed those caused by guns.
As a journalist covering this, it was very emotional. Oftentimes, we get to see things, we get to witness history quite a bit. But the human toll that this is taking on families, Richard, I did not understand the scope of how devastating this is.
And life expectancy in the United States has dipped slightly for the first time in decades.
They overdosed on heroin right there on a sidewalk.
Heroin, I mean, we remember, when somebody was on heroin in the 70s, you had to be the last level of a drug user, street junkie. Now they're finding it in high schools. I mean, suburbs, it's all over the place.
I am a human being, and so is my wife. So maybe he'll see this. Maybe pray about it.
I saw after 9/11, we saw unity because there was a war on terror at that point. I have not seen until recently politically people of all different stripes, whether you're, regardless of where you are, there's unanimity here.
We humans are incredibly adaptive, but that we are underestimating the significance of this speed of change and complexity of change.
Welcome back. One of the most graceful, gentle, and certainly the tallest animals on the planet is now at risk of extinction. Giraffe numbers have dropped by 40% in the past 3 decades.
In California, the drought has now killed more than 102 million trees.
The U.S. Forest Service said that an aerial study shows more than 100% increase in dead trees across the state since 2015. The massive die-off increases the risk of catastrophic wildfires.
More than 1 million lightning strikes have been recorded across southeast Queensland thanks to an unusually high number of storms to start the season.
Turkey under attack. Reports of explosions and gun.
What the Turkish authorities are calling an act of terrorism.
Well, tonight a humanitarian emergency is breaking out in Syria, and this is what's left of the city of 1 million people after years of bombardment.
Meanwhile, the Syrian state news agency says that Israel has launched several missiles that hit a military airport close to the capital, Damascus.
Things that I think is so essential to free and open societies is freedom of thought. And up until now, the conversation we've been having is around freedom of speech. Once we can access people's thoughts and access people's emotions, we have to create a space that enables people to think freely, to think divergent thoughts, to think creative thoughts. And in a society where people fear having those thoughts, the likelihood of being able to enjoy progress is significantly diminished.
And it is very telling because within not such a long period of time, the environment we operate in has dramatically transformed. And technology is bringing and will be bringing lots of good things for us. We live longer, healthier lives.
The very idea of human being some sort of natural concept is really going to change.
Our bodies will be so high tech, we won't be able to really distinguish between what's natural and what's artificial.
And it's an implanted microchip or wearable ring that can be used to buy or sell or store business, financial, and biometric information. The device was developed by a multinational company called Etisalat, based in the United Arab Emirates. And according to Newsweek Middle East, the device also lets people share whatever information they choose, either personal or financial, with someone else who also has the ring.
I'm sorry, I can't resist the temptation of a Star Wars analogy, but you know, the Force is a force that can be misused or used. If it's used for the good, you're a Jedi. If it's used for the bad, you're a Sith, member of the Empire. I think the choice we have to make is, do we want to be Jedis or do we want to be Siths?
And that's, I think, the message of the conference this week, is that there is a leadership void in the world.